Bull or bear? Let's see. I'm spinning a 1842 seated $half polished VF condition, and she comes up a bull. What's up, folks? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Got the live Deerfield beach cam up right now. Big old cuda just kind of went by there, and a lot of snook down there too as well. Tasty little critters. Apex predators, and one of the primary game fish here in South Florida that a lot of people like to go after with light tackle. All right, let's get into prices and what's going on right now. Today is obviously Thursday. Monday was okay with precious metal prices. Tuesday we started to see things get monkey hammered. Tuesday, Wednesday, and today I believe things are kind of backed off again. I want to show you something here. Remember, I've been talking about my tell has been platinum. You know, platinum's kind of led the way when the gold and silver are starting to bottom out. And platinum's already been there and starts to turn green. I think we're near bottom here. I think we pretty much hit bottom, folks. I'm nearly certain of that. And again, there's my little tell there. Look, platinum up from its lows in the 1880s to over 900 in the green right now. I suspect again, it's just a pattern that I've noticed is that platinum again leading the way down, leading the way up. And again, I think we bounced off the bottoms here for a couple good reasons. I didn't see that we were going to stay below 1900 for very long, at least in my opinion, but never underestimate these crooks, folks. Oh, let me turn off that water sound, by the way. Sorry about that. Here, let's get rid of that. I'm sure you're wondering, what the hell is that bubbling noise? Silver, I think we bounced off our bottom, or we're near our bottom here in the mid-22s. Could it go a little bit lower? Sure. Like I said, never underestimate these crooks in the Crimex market, in the Crimex markets. And they are crooks, folks. Trust me. There's nothing organic about gold prices being down and silver prices being down. It is the same old monkey hammering bullshit that we see all the time. But again, my tell, platinum, up today. Let's see what happens. I believe that we're going to see higher prices in gold either today or tomorrow, perhaps, based on my little tell here of platinum again being in the green. Looks like palladium's in the green as well. Folks, don't worry about these lower prices. There is no capitulation in gold and silver prices. It's pure nonsense, pure paper derivative shenanigans, okay, in the criminal markets as always, all right? There is no, there's not a line out my door of people rushing in here to sell gold or silver or platinum for that matter, and nor any other stores. In fact, it's just the opposite. Now, we don't have as many buyers as we had for a little while, but we're still ultimately selling more than we're buying when it comes to gold, silver, and platinum. And that's been the way it's been since 2016, really. Lull a little bit, then we sell, then people start coming in a lot more, but we are in no way are we seeing any capitulation, again, by retail investors, by any large investors in gold, silver, and platinum. These down prices are simply bullshit, crooked shenanigans happening in the Crimex markets. Again, I sound like a broken record, but we all know that. And if you don't repeat it over and over, people tend to forget why these markets are down like they are. And again, nothing organic, all criminal. Let's take a look at where this criminal action happens here. I'm going to do a quick refresh. Of course, what do you mean where it happens, Brian? What are you talking about? We know where it happens. Happens in the COMEX and the London markets, where the big crooked banks reign. And that's exactly what you got going on. Here's yesterday's big knockdown in silver. Again, no capitulation, nothing organic here. It's purely paper derivative bullshit, all right? Things have kind of steadied out a little bit. I think we're seeing bottom here. What was that? That's Tuesday's prices, Wednesday, Thursday, yeah. That's Tuesday. Things were kind of drifting downward slowly in those markets, and then wham, like I said. But again, nothing organic. I don't even know why we look at this stuff. When we see prices getting smacked down again, there's no point in looking for news. There's no point in looking for, I wonder why. Oh, it must be gold and silver investors are finally capitulating. They're done. They don't want to hold gold and silver. That is the furthest thing from the truth, folks. As I said, purely criminal spoofing and shorting manipulation by these big commercials out there, and some others as well. Let's see where we are with gold right now. Gold kind of taking its big hit Tuesday and Wednesday yesterday, and a little bit this morning. But I believe that we've seen probably near bottom on gold, silver, and platinum. And like I said, platinum's, let's do a quick refresh here and see if that's kind of still remaining the same. Platinum still in the green here? Yes, it is. Now silver is starting to show a little bit of strength, and I suspect gold will be next. I'm calling for higher prices tomorrow. That's a guess, man. Trust me. If I had, chart guys believe that they can read the charts and figure out what gold and silver and platinum is going to do. And no. You have to be able to read what the crooks are going to do. You have to understand how these crooks and criminals operate in these markets. Once you start to get an understanding of how these crooks manipulate these markets, and again, one of my favorite sayings by Robert Heinlein, of course the game is rigged, but if you don't play, you can't win. And how do you win? You win by knowing how these crooks rig these markets. And anybody that's been following me for the last couple of years, no, it's kind of a rinse and repeat thing. I don't get nervous when I see gold, silver, and platinum prices go down anymore. I don't. Even when I see them making big moves downward, where I've actually seen silver make a I've seen make bigger than $5 down moves, but where you watch silver go from 30 to 25, 25 to 20, there was a time when I used to get upset about that, but then I started to realize, what are you getting upset about? You've got a complete, they're telling you how they do it. So, folks, whenever you see these down prices, now some of you may have already burned through your ammo, some of you may have spent your money already. That's fine. In my opinion, sit and hold. But if you got money to still buy gold, silver, and platinum, buy the frickin' dips. I mean, that sounds familiar from the equities markets for a decade or so. Absolutely true. More true in gold, silver, and platinum markets, in my opinion. Buy the frickin' dips. It is not reverting to zero. It is not going bankrupt. It's not going to go down in half in price. I mean, unless we have some catastrophic world economic collapse, which it could happen overnight. You could see prices, gold, silver, and platinum, go down, but you wouldn't be able to buy real gold, silver, and platinum. That would be just the paper prices, okay? But don't worry. Be happy. Be happy that you know how the prices are rigged. Be happy that when you see silver start making this downward trend, that is just going to reverse itself and go back to where it was prior to that. And really what we're all waiting for is when these crooked mother effers lose complete control of this market, because again, they're dealing in paper derivatives. They're not dealing in real silver for the most part. As soon as this thing blows up in their faces, we're going to see prices just sky. Again, I call it our oh shit morning. That all of us are going to wake up and have that oh shit morning one day where silver's up $5 or $10, some crazy number, and we're probably going to all do it at the same time. Oh shit! and people can say, what's happening? And the dumb people are going to say, must be a lot of more people buying gold and silver. No, folks, that's not necessarily it. It's just that the paper derivative crooks in the COMEX markets have lost control of the market. That's when we're going to see things explode to the upside in silver. Gold, not so much. Silver, yes, for sure. Once they lose control of it, and I think they're very near to that point. How near? I don't know. I don't want to guess and say that we're going to see explosive price action. I've made that mistake several times in my life trying to pinpoint a time. But again, as I've always said, you cannot underestimate these people that have endless access to money and that can manipulate these markets around like they do, especially silver. All right, let's get out of there. And you see in the overnight markets, not much to look at. Same old shit, different day. And again, I think that we've seen our bottom here, that we're going to see higher prices. Interesting article by Sprott Money. And, the true force driving, I don't get why Craig Hemke still believes that interest rates, well, maybe there is some truth to that, but let me explain this. Higher interest rates, real rates, the common thought with precious metals is that, nobody wants to sit on gold that pays no dividends and doesn't pay anything when interest rates and, when you put your money in treasuries or bonds and real rates, which would be the interest that you're getting is paying you more than what the inflation rate is. So if everything across the board that you buy in your life is costing you, I'm just making this up, 10%, okay, then real rates have to be at above 10%, 11%, 12% in order to be worthwhile to invest in treasuries or bonds or things like that. But that's nonsense, okay? When it comes to gold, it's nonsense, because people that say that, oh man, real rates are so high right now, I don't want to be in gold. First off, the real rates are bullshit anyway, because they're derived by the very same people that tell you that unemployment's not an issue, the very same people that tell you that the economy is fine, the very same people that told you that the housing market was fine, don't worry about it, back in 2007, 2008, and all that other stuff. The system's fine, all right? The numbers don't lie. Our graphs and our, the numbers that the government put out are all true. That's why they do revisions all the time. If the information that we got indicated that real interest rates were indeed, you could put your money in treasuries and bonds, and you could actually come out ahead, above what inflation is. If that was really the case, then why wouldn't you put your money there? But it's not. It's not. It's the big lie. The big lie is that people get out of gold because of real interest rates, or because that bonds and treasuries are going to pay more. That's a lie, folks. The numbers lie. We are not and have not been in any situation where rates have paid higher than inflation. I bet you could probably say the same thing back in the 1980s, when interest rates were just insane. Remember when CDs were like, what were they, 8, 9, 10, 11% or something crazy like that? People were throwing their money in that. But think about it. Even then, I'm sure we were being lied to about the true inflation rate that we were seeing at the time, and I bet you still wasn't a good deal at the time. It was still negative. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. I'm really surprised that Craig really believes that real interest rates have an effect on gold. Let me backtrack a little bit. I believe that they probably do on a psychological level. On a psychological level, a lot of people believe that bullshit narrative that real interest rates, all of a sudden everybody gets out of gold because they want to get into, again, something that's paying an interest rate higher than the inflation rate. But the fact is, folks, I don't believe that there is any such thing as a financial instrument that pays higher than the current inflation rate. I don't believe it exists. I don't believe it's ever existed, and I believe that when people have thought it existed, what they were really looking at was just underreported or the government official figures on inflation, which were way less than they probably really were. All right, I'm getting into a big circle here and into some confusing stuff. Let me move along here to another thing. Where are we going from here? Here, I wanted to talk about this. Real interest rates go. Where is my little article here? Where would it go? And 1 second. You kind of see where I'm going with this right here. All right, here we go. Judge finds no right violations in FBI seizure of the Beverly Hills safe deposit box. Now, this is not new news, folks, but people are always asking me, well, where's the best place to store my gold and silver? Where should I put gold and silver at and platinum? And one of the things I always tell them, do not put it in safe deposit boxes, because it's not safe there. First off, the bank can go on a holiday. Your gold and silver and platinum in a bank is going to be gone. It's going to not available, put it that way. And at any given time, now mind you, this is a private safe deposit box where this happened, all right? But in a private safe deposit box, and a lot of you probably followed this story, in Beverly Hills, the FBI went into this private safe deposit box area and seized all the boxes. Okay, take a look at that. There's an FBI agent showing some coins, some gold coins. And let me read into it a little bit. A federal judge ruled Friday that the FBI seizure of tens of millions of dollars in cash and valuables from 700 safe deposit boxes in Beverly Hills did not violate anyone's constitutional rights. The decision by U.S. District Judge R. Gary Klausner, and I'm going to point this guy out because my opinion, he's a complete fucking moron. And people, let me tell you, folks, there are some smart judges, there are some stupid judges, and I have met a lot of judges, and a lot of them are not too bright. Now, I'm not saying they're all not too bright, but a lot of judges are not too bright. They're just failed attorneys, more or less. And I should watch. If I get in trouble, I'm going to get a traffic ticket or something like that and be standing in front of one of these guys. What do you call us, failed attorneys? Yes, I did, actually. A lot of you are failed attorneys. It's true. Failed attorneys, political morons, and this guy right here, in my opinion, is one of them. R. Gary Klausner said it was okay for it was okay, and that the FBI did not violate anyone's right when they went into these private safe deposit boxes and basically seized all the coins and cash that was in them. The decision by U.S. moron Judge R. Gary Klausner, again, that's my opinion, he's a moron. You can make your own judgment. Endorsed, I mean, think about this. did not violate someone's constitutional rights. Does that make you a moron that you would say that actually and you would believe that? What an asshole, in my opinion. But again, my opinion. Make your own. Endorsed law enforcement tactics that tested the limits of how aggressive federal agents can be in seizing money and property in the absence of any evidence that the owner committed a crime. Now, this is important. In the absence of any evidence that the owner committed the crime. The FBI simply said, we think there is or might be illegal proceeds in that bank. We're going to just go in there and seize everyone's coins and cash, and that's what they did, folks. Don't trust these fuckers, I'm telling you. Klausner agreed to dismiss a class action suit filed on behalf of nearly 400 people who were renting boxes at search at the U.S. private vault store on Olympic Boulevard. And let me kind of say that again. Not all FBI people, not all federal agents and people that work for the federal governments are idiots and morons, but a large percentage of them are. Okay, I've met some good ones, but a lot of them are idiots and morons, and they shouldn't be in the positions that they are. And instead of saying, well, listen, we believe that there's some illegal proceeds possibly inside that bank, and we want to know we have this customer, we want to look at their box. No, folks, they just went in and they took every box, opened every single box in that place, assuming that everybody in there was a crook and a criminal. Here's the worst part. They didn't want to give the shit back. And even worse, they've lost some of it. I'm going to get into that here in a bit. Klausner agreed to dismiss a class action suit filed on behalf of nearly 400 people who were renting boxes that searched at the U.S. private stores on Olympic Boulevard, okay? He dismissed it. Wow. This judge is a complete fucking moron. I'm sorry. I'm going to get low views because of the F word here. But the judge found no improprieties in the way the government obtained or executed the warrants authorizing. Really? Really? Again, this guy found no improprieties. Really? You fucking idiot. I'm sorry. Wow. This is the people that we got working for us too, folks, man. Oh, man, we better wake up in this country. The ruling did not address some of the more controversial, of course it didn't, aspects of the raid, such as the FBI's attempt to confiscate assets from box holders on the presumption that they were criminals, even in cases where agents had no evidence to validate their suspicions. Prosecutors, of course, welcomed the decisions, all right? And box holders were going to appeal. You can read this. The raid, which effectively shut down U.S. private, came 2 weeks after the business was charged in a sealed indictment with conspiracy to sell drugs and launder money. Some of the customers were storing criminal proceeds in the box the government charged, all right? Here's the thing with government. They can charge anything they want. They could charge you with murder when in fact, you have done absolutely nothing. I mean, take a look at what we got with going on in the criminalization of the political system that we got. They can just charge you willy-nilly with anything. It's up to you to spend all the money in attorneys and fight the public bad press that you're going to get from the bullshit media that's going to go along with the government that you are guilty, even though you've not been proven guilty and probably are not. This is the world we live in, folks. Do not trust these people. Do not trust. Don't trust them, period. And do not leave your stuff in safe deposit boxes, any safe deposit boxes. The warrant requested omitted a central part of the FBI's plan, permanent confiscation of everything inside any box containing at least $5,000 in goods. A senior FBI recently testified that they had planned on keeping anything that was over $5,000 gold and silver, whether they could prove you were guilty or not. Folks, that's thievery. These people are the people. All right, I'm not going to say everybody that works for the FBI is a thief and a bad person, but I'm going to say the people running the show there are evil. The people running this organization, the FBI, are evil motherfuckers. The people that I'm telling you they are. And you know what? A lot of the street guys, the guys that work the streets and stuff like that. And I know some of you folks going to say, well, it's the same thing that Nazi soldiers said. Well, hey, it was our job. But a lot of these guys are truly good people, and they're stuck in this position. All right, a lot of law enforcement, a lot of these guys. But when you get into the management levels and you get into the bosses of the FBI and all these different federal organizations, they are truly inept people. They are probably mostly stupid, inept people. The reason they got to their position is because they stayed in a government job long enough to get promoted to a place where they're completely ignorant and stupid. But man, I'm going off on these efforts right here. Again, this is not new news, folks. And what kind of brought me to thinking about this is, where is it? Yeah, you jerk off. Give me 1 second here. FBI sued after losing, this is new, after losing valuable rare coins it seized during the raid. So that is old news. The coins were basically confiscated. So, if you went over to that private box, and I know there's people that have their stuff in private boxes, get it out. Trust me, get it out. And get your shit out of your safe deposit boxes at banks too. Get it out. If you got gold, silver, and cash and shit, get it out of there. Don't trust them, all right? This could happen to any one of us at any time at any safe deposit box, bank-owned or private-owned, all right? Could even happen at your home. Just hide your shit good enough. Anyways, so the FBI was basically sued, and they were told they had to give back all this. They had no plans on giving back this stuff. Again, they assumed anyone that had their money and stuff in that bank was a criminal, all right? So the FBI is being sued. They got sued. They were told to give this stuff back. Guess what? They lost stuff. They didn't follow their own freaking rules, okay? Give me 1 second. There we go. I kind of got myself locked up there. They didn't follow their own rules. For example, one guy, honest guy, stored 110 gold coins in one of the boxes. The FBI said it did not have the coins. And then his legal, listen, they said they didn't have them, all right? So he had to sue to get his own, lawful guy, had to sue to get his own coins back. And then they acknowledged that all of a sudden they did have 47 of them. 63 still have not been returned. Folks, believe me, the FBI obtained warrants to search U.S. privates held more than 1,000 safe deposit boxes. Again, I don't want to go into the guys that actually do the grunt work for these organizations, the FBI and the CIA and all these other organizations, but I'm telling you, the people that run these organizations, especially the FBI right now, are evil, terrible people. And they're in those positions, and they should not be in those positions. Whoever okayed this seizure right here, wow, authoritarian, dictator, you can call them whatever you want. I'm going to just simply call them dictator assholes, and this guy isn't much better right here in my opinion. All right, I've completely gone off on them. I hope I got my point across. Do not put your shit in safe deposit boxes, whether it's a bank box, whether it's a private box, or what, all right? Put your stuff at home. Keep your stuff at home if possible, okay? You can put $1 million worth of gold in a freaking toaster, and I'm not saying I don't have my gold and sit in my toaster, so anyone thinking, oh, hey, let's break into Brian's house, steal his toaster. It's for a point of kind of a reference, you know what I mean? You can fit $1 million worth of gold in a 2-slice toaster in kilo bars, all right? Gold is not hard to hide. Anywhere, even if you rent and you have an apartment, you could hide $1 million worth of gold where someone broke into your apartment and spent an hour there. If you did a good enough job, they'd never find it, okay? Silver, a little bit tougher, but you can be just as creative with silver. But putting it in a safe deposit box, private or banked, and thinking you're safe, no, don't do it. Also, I want to get into other places that are not safe to put your gold and silver, which is gun safes. I know a lot of you folks out there, and even my customers say, I got a great gun safe, all right? I'm going to put it in a gun safe. No. Gun safes are not safe, folks. And I kind of believe if you had enough gold and silver, if you had a lot of it, and you called the insurance company and you said, hey, listen, I want you to insure my gold and silver, they're going to say, well, where do you have it stored? You're going to put it in my gun safe. They're going to say, no. You know why? Gun safes do not have the same rating and security as a real safe does. Gun safes, for the most part, most of them you can break into in, 3 minutes? And I'll show you some videos on that some other time. In fact, my next video, let's talk about safes. Let's talk about good places to put your gold, silver, and platinum. Again, which is not safe deposit boxes, nor a gun safe, or a gun, absolutely not. But again, important stuff that I think we're going to get to discuss in future videos here. Folks, I think I covered some of that for you. Last week's video, BOAO's JPM 1 billion ounces of silver. Yeah, Bank of America is on the hook for a large amount of physical silver that they, and it's not like a contract they can turn over, I believe. It's not a paper derivative or anything. This is physical silver that they they borrowed from JPM and then sold it more than likely to take the proceeds and put the money somewhere else. Now they're on the hook for replacing that billion ounces of silver thereabouts. If you want to know more about that, look up Ted Butler and read what he's been talking about this. Probably one of the smartest guys in silver out there. I'd like to thank everybody that watched my videos. Please hit that like and share button, that subscribe button as well. And let me see if I can go over a few comments here. Colin Spiller, there is a lot of good deals in silver right now. You know, the premiums on silver prices have just fallen back substantially from where they were. Very reasonable. I mean, you can pick up a lot of these products now in silver for spot plus $3 or less. So some really good deals in silver, and gold has had some great deals for quite a while. You know, gold eagles are no longer $225 over, $200 over. Gold eagles are actually more reasonably priced at $123, and you shouldn't be paying more than $123, $125 on gold eagles. And a lot of products that, like gold maples, Krugerrands, the other products are probably in that $80 to $100 range as well. So there's some good deals out there. If you still got ammo and you can still buy the dips, you know, you got lower prices here in both gold and silver and platinum, and the premiums are very reasonable. So again, great buyer's market, terrible seller's market, I can tell you that for sure. Hey, good for you, Scott. Find some good stuff there at some of your favorite places to go. Again, rather than shop online, I'm a big guy. Try to buy local. I know it's nice to have some stuff come in to your house, right to your house, but it makes me nervous because I'm always worried if it's actually going to get there, even though I know it's insured. But I can't stress enough that it's important for you guys before you buy from APMEX, SD, and JM Bullion. By the way, I'll beat all the prices from APMEX, SD, and JM Bullion, and my local guys here as well. But most really, guys, go out there and find a good local deal. And I know they're hard to find, but if you have to spend an hour to find a good local dealer, I really suggest you do that. If you live in South Florida and you live near me, obviously you found a good local dealer. And again, we'll beat the online guys and we'll beat the local guys as well. But if you don't live in South Florida, you can't come visit my shop, before you order online, please find yourself a good local dealer. A lot of times these guys will match or beat the online guys that you're buying from. Here, let's move into the next comment here. As far as, there you go, sir. Do you send coins out to get graded? No, not for other customers. For myself, I do. Occasionally, that's not always true. You know, if someone has a large, expensive collection, we'll do it, but we charge to do it as well. A lot of times with grading, you know, NGC and PCGS will offer these packages to the retail folks that you can get like 5 coins graded for $150 plus to get their membership or something like that. For the most part, I recommend most of you guys sending your own coins in, but before you do, show it to a local dealer. Make sure it's worth sending in first. Can't tell you how many times I saw customers have come in with coins they've sent in themselves, and I'm thinking, like, I didn't want to say it, but dude, you just spent more on the holder and the grading than the coin's worth, and I can't tell you how often that happens. Don't be one of those people. If you don't know how to grade and you're not familiar with it, find a good local dealer, ask him if it's worth you sending it in. Or maybe he'll send it in for you. Why would those 4 commercial want to short silver? They're going to wash out the longs. Eric McDowell, if you want to really learn more about that, read Ted Butler, Tedbutler, Ted Butler. He's all over the internet. Type in his name on a search engine, and you'll know exactly why. You'll know, he'll give you the evidence, the proof that this is happening, and he'll show you why and how. So you got to wrap your head around it. Again, a little complicated when you're talking about derivatives markets. A lot of people don't understand them fully. I don't either, but I do know that it has a lot to do with the spoofing that these guys do. Has a lot to do with the manipulation. Is washing out people that have long positions, mostly the commercial, not the commercials, but the managed money and stuff. But you know what? It's a long, convoluted, hard subject to understand, but read Ted Butler if you really want to understand it well. Meanwhile, if you don't want to understand it, just understand that the market is created by crooks. The silver price and the gold prices are not organic. They're created by a bunch of crooked derivative people that use derivatives. All right, you had a bank account close. You must have missed a video. Oddly, a few other YouTubers have, oh boy, getting hot up there. Almost time to die. Yeah, we're getting a little cool down here. The best deal out there, Brian, is getting to hear from you. Thank you, Silverline. I really appreciate that. Nice to hear. I've been keen on half-ounce rounds, 5-ounce bars. I'm not a big fan of half-ounce units because a lot of time half-ounce, quarter-ounce, and 10th-ounce silver products have super high premiums on them, whereas 1s and 10s and 5s usually don't. 5s are hard to get, though. Keep stacking, Mark. Nice to see that. Silver rounds still sell at spot plus $4. I don't know. Offering more than $1.50 under. Yeah, the premiums on the buy prices have gone down substantially, but the premiums on the buy prices have gone down. But the selling prices have come down too. You shouldn't be seeing them at spot plus $4. They should be at spot plus 3 or less on most silver rounds right now. 4 plus sounds too high to me. Again, I wouldn't be paying 4 plus. We're selling them here for, I think, under $3 or something like that. I forget, 2 1/4 is it? I don't know. I forget. I held back buying more silver, although looking at 100 ounces of American Silver Eagles. Stay away from Silver Eagles. They're still overpriced at $5 and $6 over, or whatever it is. Even at $4.75, they're still overpriced. Stick with kilos and 1 ounce bars. You can get them for under $3 or less and under. Way better deal, and closer to that $2 range as opposed to spending $5 or $6. If you're buying 100 ounces of American Silver Eagles, and you can get, well, you're saying 2,900 there. You can probably buy 100 ounces of 1 ounce rounds for, let's say 23, 24, 25 and change. A savings of $400. That's significant. With that $400 savings there, you could buy an extra, 20 ounces of, or a little bit less, but another 10, 15 ounces of silver. Think about that. Thanks, Overseas. Appreciate your comment there. Donald, what's up? I just don't see it. I don't see $18 silver at all. I think if we see anything, we could see maybe this month or next month. Never underestimate these crooks, what they can do with the cheap money that they have, free money. Maybe mid-21s or something like that. But I just can't see it getting much lower than that. But again, you never know. Your premiums are still too high. Well, Kim, it's not my premiums. I follow markets. I don't make them, sir. And so do most other good dealers out there. We follow the markets. We don't make them. So it's not my premiums that you're referring to. All we're doing, hang on, let me turn it off. All we're doing is tacking on, give me a second, let me get down to where, all we're doing is tacking on like $1 or $1.25 to what we're having to pay for it. So you're incorrect in saying my premiums. Well, maybe it is my premiums a little bit, but no, the premiums are way lower than they once were. So, man, you haven't been paying attention too much because they have fallen dramatically. Who knew inflation would steal Silver's thunder? Okay. Thanks, Tinfoil Ninja. Nice to see you commenting. Yeah, these banks are just becoming bigger and bigger scumbags, in my opinion. Even worse. The consolidation of these banks, too. I had a nice little bank where the manager used to call me. It was Bank Atlantic for a little while, and they were kind of a big, not too big of a bank in Florida, but they got bought by Truist. Truist is a piece of shit bank, in my opinion, and they're as bad. They're probably not as bad or as bad as Bank of America. Bank of America is horrible, horrible bank, and I think they're going to go bankrupt too with that big silver position they owe. Dad rocked. What's up? Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Show Pro. Nice to hear from you. And Wayne Burbrink. Bank of America, help. Yeah, I wouldn't keep my money in Bank of America. Again, knowing that they have that big billion-ounce silver short position, I'd be worried you're going to wake up one day and here they went belly up. Again, that's just my opinion. I don't know. All right, folks, I'm calling it. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. If you don't find me on this particular social media site, I back up everything here, and I do have some viewers out here as well on this particular site. And you can catch me out here on X, now called X. It used to be Twitter. There is what I've got pinned to the top of my page, which is why does COMEX silver have the largest concentration. And you can also find me out here trolling the CFTC people who are absolutely... well, they're all attorneys, and the only reason they're in the CFTC is because they were put there to make sure that... anyways, I'm not going to go there. I'll go there another time. But you can see me torture the CFTC people here as well in my replies and my comments. And that's it, folks. As I always say, think for yourself and question authority. And if you looking to buy any types of gold, silver, and platinum, we sell gold, silver, and platinum anywhere from a dollar's worth to millions of dollars worth. We're a typical brick and mortar here in South Florida. So if you come and visit us, we can beat Atmex, SD, JM, and the locals as well. If you don't live in South Florida, you can't come visit us. Unfortunately, I don't have a website. You can't really order from us online or anything. I don't have an online website. But if you're looking to buy larger quantities and you can't find yourself a good local dealer, before you call Atmex, SD, and JM, give me a call. That's it, folks. Have yourself a wonderful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.